Yo, what's going on, people? How's everyone doing today? Um, I'm gonna keep on asking you guys how my mic is because I've been listening to my voice, and I think my last couple lives, my mic been kind of crazy. So please let me know. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on one second, guys. Play a little music for you while I get things together. Yes, indeed. What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm about to turn the camera on, just doing a couple things right now. But we're definitely about to go in with this. It's going to be a brief live, but it's going to be informational. I promise. And please, let me know if my speaker is too loud, or like it was the last time I was on here. You know, but yeah, we're gonna get it in. Yes, indeed. I'm just over here sharing this stuff. Hold on one second. All right, let me check this out too. hmm Excuse me, guys. I'll be trying to do this shit on time. What the heck? Look at this. Yeah. How you guys doing this weekend, man? How's the weekend going for you? We about to get it in. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We could do it now. Let me check this camera. What's up, people? What's up, people? Read the shirt. Read the shirt. We about to get this going. Yes, yes. Just like I said, this is going to be a brief video, live, I should say. And if you want to join in, maybe it could be a little longer. But this is going to be a brief video right now. I want to go over a couple of things, very important things, as you can see from my live, which you from the title of the thing, the description and everything. What we're talking about is Jason Whitlock telling the truth about Black Matriarchy. In my opinion, I think he's telling the complete truth. I talk about this all the time, but I also talk about manhood. Got to black patriarchy. Got to step up like our great grandfathers did. We got to step up because it ain't no one. The woman that's in power, they're not waiting for us. They're not waiting for us at all. Here's my stream. If you want to join in the discussion, again, I'm gonna be putting out some couple of videos, and we're gonna discuss this completely. I might put out another video. Depends on how fast this go about. Hold on one second. I want to see if everything is working correctly as well. Hold on one second. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can hear myself, because my speaker was a little weird. Let me see if I can hear myself, because my speaker was a little weird. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. All right, this side's gonna have to go. All right. Anyway, we're gonna get this in, man. We're gonna get the stuff going. So I'm gonna share this video. It was a brief video by Mr. Jason Whitlock. A lot of these pro-blackity blacks be disrespecting the dude. I can kind of I can, somewhat understand why that, because it seemed like, but to me, all these little fake woke, fake conservative, fake pro-blacks, all of them somewhat seems that they're looking for acceptance and validation from other non-black people. There's only certain ones that I feel like they're not looking for that acceptance like 100%. But anyway, again, if you're talking about, black people, doing things in the right way, a lot of these quote unquote pro blacks will try to twist it and everything, try to say you're all about, you're just like white supremacy, you're just like this and that and the third. And it's a shame that they will feel that way. But a lot of them feel that way, particularly, particularly black, these pro blacks, these, fake liberals, fake woke people. Like if you talk about the change within our community and how things occurred, we have so many people downing men like Jason Whitlock because they tell the truth. They say, well, and then we have certain people that say, oh, you're right, but is it solution? Is it a solution to it? And they don't want to hear the solution. You know what I'm saying? That's within the black community. But within what I see on a daily basis, I have certain non-black people try to tell me how I should feel about black males and black kids and how things are going. It's like they try to tell me my research, things that I literally took time out to discover, it's not true. And I'm one of them brothers that I don't care if you're a conservative white person or non-black person, I should say, or a liberal non-black person. And even a lot of liberal and conservative black folks. If you're trying to tell me what I seen, what I researched, what I discovered is a lie or it's not true, you better prove it. And I'm going to ask you those questions. I don't care how you feel about me. You know what I mean? Because as I say to any young man or young woman, you never worship another human being. You always ask questions. You question everything. You know that old saying, you question everything. So anyway, I'm going to share this video with Jason, a brief video with Jason Whitlock said about Black Matriarchy and where did it start from? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go in that particular direction as well. And I'm hoping everybody join me. Again, before I go any further, please like and subscribe to my channel, Kasim Lamar YouTube. If you want to donate to the channel, it's you can cash at me, $Kasim39. But I'm gonna need you guys to hit the like button when you come in, and I'm gonna keep on reminding you guys, subscribe to the video, and again hit the like button because this is going to be a good one, guys. And I'm hoping people chime in. I'm hoping for it. I ain't afraid of nothing. You agree or disagree, but if you try to be too opinionated and try to tell me, like everything I'm saying is wrong, you better be ready to prove it. Better be ready to prove it. Let's get it going. Let me share this. This is out the Jason Whitlock story about Black Matriarchy and where did it start from, like I said before. All right, hold on. Let me get it back here. Okay. Here we go. Let's go.
Let me crystallize what happened. The Moynihan Report called for investment in the black man and the restoration of the black family. Great Society programs focused instead on investment in women and couldn't care less about traditional family structure. The spoils of the civil rights movement went to women. The feminist movement overtook the civil rights movement. The black woman licked her finger, stuck it in the air, figured out which direction the winds were blowing, and it wasn't blowing the black man's direction, and the black woman switched teams. She became a feminist. You may not like what I'm saying, but that's exactly what the hell happened. Wow.
And before he go any further, he's not saying all. Excuse me. He's not saying all black women. It's the most black women. It's never everybody. So when people like, it wasn't all black women, it wasn't all black men, it wasn't all white people and all this other stuff, it's never the case. It was everyone. So please with the bull. You know what he's talking about because it's facts over facts that shows this. It's just a fact. So, but let's keep this going. Come on now.
Patrick Moynihan diagnosed a cancer destroying black America, the emasculation and the marginalization of the black man. The left rejected his diagnosis. They didn't trust the science, so they framed it as racist, offered the black woman 20 pieces of silver, offered the black woman 20 pieces of silver, come on, man, and the cancer metastasized all over, and then they doubled down on the Black Matriarchy. That's what happened. Maria Taylor is the byproduct of the Black Matriarchy, of 55 years of relentless investment in and celebration of the black woman, and the exact opposite treatment of the black man and the black family. That's what's happened the last 55 years. I don't care if you don't like it. Those are facts. They invested in women, they invested in black women, and they neglected and set about destroying the black man and emasculating him.
As they doing completely now, but now it's a difference. Not many black men where I'm at, specifically, they're not fighting against nothing. They want to keep on having a woman lead their households. They want to keep on having a young boy be the dumbest person in the room because nobody want to teach them nothing but being a football and basketball player or what have you, and they barely teaching them that. Y'all wouldn't believe it out here. But this is it. This is that exact fact. Everything goes to the sister. Everything. They don't have no say. Black men don't have no say. This and that. Third. This is why the black manosphere is so huge, because facts is going to go over all your feelings, all your emotions, everything that you think is not right because that's how your emotions making you feel. You know, you've been protected for so long, and even worse today. But the thing is, black men are starting to wake up. Not a lot of, ain't too many of us in where I'm at all. I feel like I'm the only one, but probably like one or two, you know. But let's keep it going.
For the last 55 years, all Maria Taylor has heard and every other black woman, you can do no wrong.
Yep.
You are the proper leader of black culture.
Absolutely.
And you don't need a black man for anything beyond occasional casual sex.
Yep.
The whole system has been rigged to create black Cersei Lannisters. I don't care if you don't like it. It's the facts. It's the truth. 55 years ago, the Moynihan Report specifically addressed the widening educational and achievement gap between black women and black men. Those gaps are far wider today. But all you hear about is, oh God, we got to elevate these black women. You don't never hear anybody talking about.
It's like they already elevated. Black women are already elevated. It's the black men that need elevation. From a person that's in the school districts, all around these womanist and feminist black females, It's like, what do you want? You got everything. A lot of you guys got raising sons. And if he ain't no beta male or Pookie and Ray Ray, a lot of you guys don't even want to speak to him or want to even raise him right at all. Let's keep it going.
About elevating the black boy, man, anything.
Yep.
There is no focus on us. You know what we get? We get George Floyd memorials.
Yes.
You know what we get?
Local
we
Jersey.
Get Ahmaud Arbery birthday celebrations and bashes. We get black criminals raised from the dead, resurrected as pagan gods.
That's what we get. We resurrect Pookie and Ray Rays. We resurrect all these criminals, this and that, and the third. And then we put on a pedestal beta males that want the black, that's calling any black woman they see queens, quote unquote. This is what we do. Let's keep it going.
You wonder why I'm pissed off half the time?
I'm pissed off myself.
Every bit of the chaos, dysfunction, degeneracy, violence, and lack of achievement everyday black people are living with today was documented, predicted, and discussed in 1965.
Yep.
A clear game plan and solution were called for in 1965, 2 years before I was born. We let the media convince us that investing in the black man and the black family was racist. Let me repeat that.
Say it again.
We let the media convince us that investing in the black...
The super liberal, feminist, socialist, globalist, mainstream media, we let them convince us and still to this day, 55 years later, and still to this day. This is why you got the black manosphere. This is why you got more and more black men starting to wake up, because our fathers and grandfathers ain't see the bullshit. Or was it strong enough for something? Let's keep it going.
Man and the black family was racist. We fell for that shit.
Yep.
You wonder why corporate media is obsessed with framing everything as racist? It works.
Yep.
It works as a way of getting black people to make decisions against our best interests.
Yep. I'm going to look at this real quick, but we're going to show this later. We're going to show that later. So this might be a long so-and-so. But we're going to discover the Moynihan Report. We're going to discover this. We're going to look at this situation that we have here. You know what I'm saying? And specifically for you guys that looking at it like, what are you talking about? Some report that said the best thing to do was, try to promote black fathers and black and mothers sticking together in a middle class, situation, making sure they have just as much jobs as any other American, because we owe the most. You know what I'm saying? You had a white man saying this shit back in 64, 65. And you're going to see, for the video that I'm about to let you guys see, you're going to see how this man that was interviewing him try to shun him, try to call, was trying to say he don't know what he's talking about. It was a report on NBC, Meet the Press. NBC, super liberal. They were super liberal back then too. So let's get this going here. I'm going to hold on one second. I want to no. I want to make sure you guys hear the whole thing. Guys, like and subscribe to my video. Come on in, baby. Come on in. I know a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people want to hear like stuff that you really need to understand to educate yourself. You rather hear me. I don't know what you rather hear me do, but I'm gonna keep on. I give you the bullshit every so often, but most of the time, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm educating myself as well, and I'm gonna educate my viewers, my subscribers, and things of that nature. My videos, since I've been doing this for, I've been doing this shit real quick. I've been doing this YouTube thing for a year now, and I got over 10,000 views, but I only have 106 people that subscribe to me. 116. Like, come on, maybe help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my best to make sure you guys, see, where I'm coming from. When I'm trying to educate myself, because I'm still trying to educate myself at 41. the shit I know now I didn't know 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? This is why I talk about beta male energy and Pookie and Ray energy, because I had both. I had both. I had that all that energy. But anyway, I'm gonna share this on what Mr. Moynihan is actually talking about. What's going on? It's a 3-minute video, but I'm gonna show you another video on this as well. Of his book, the Moynihan Report. What is it? It was the Negro Family preview. It was a 1965 Negro Family Labor Department report. The Negro Family, quote unquote. That was his book. You need to go get that book. Real talk. Hold on one second. Yeah. Got that one. Let me go back to here.
Each week, American History TV's Real America brings you archival films that help provide context for today's public affairs issues.
Our guest today on Meet the Press is the author of the controversial study, The Negro Family, Mr. Daniel P. Moynihan. His report, prepared when he was Assistant Secretary of Labor, at first was warmly praised, yet has recently been sharply criticized. Mr. Moynihan, a professor of political science, is now at Wesleyan University. He was one of the drafters of the nation's anti-poverty program, and he has just been appointed by Mayor-elect Lindsay to the New York City Poverty Task Force. Now we'll have the first question from Mr. Moynihan, of Lawrence E. Spivak, permanent member of the Meet the Press panel.
Mister, here's a quotation, for example, from a recent article by William Ryan, a Harvard psychologist, who criticizes your report in The Nation. And this is what he writes, quote, the implicit point is that Negroes tolerate...
Harvard. And I hope you guys hear this, excuse me, I hope you guys hear this clear. But yeah, Harvard, very super liberal school. But let's keep it going. That never did nothing real for black people at all. But promote more victimhood, more anything that doesn't help the black nuclear family, as they should. This is why we cannot follow them. Let's keep it going.
Promiscuity, illegitimacy, one-parent families, welfare dependency, and everything else that is supposed to follow. Now, that's the criticism he makes of your report. Now, how do you answer those charges?
I can't. I'm not responsible for the fact that he can't read. As E. Franklin Frazier said, and I quoted from him in some length, there is a lot of evidence that the Negro middle-class family, when it gets its opportunity, gets a bearing, is anything more stern, more rigid than most. But the evidence is simply clear. Negro Americans live like any other Americans, and when they're forced into the ghetto, when forced into disorganization, they have no more better protection than anyone else.
I'd like to ask you one...
Yeah, I got to hear that again. You guys got to hear that again. Hear that one more time. Listen to what he says.
Forced into disorganization, they have no more better protection than anyone else. Disorganization, they have no more Americans. And when they're forced into the ghetto, when forced into disorganization, they have no more better protection than anyone else.
I'd like to ask
absolutely. When you're forced, and when the Democrats, for a very long time, been forced into the ghettos, forced into poverty, and everything that black folks don't want more than any other, just like any other group. but they force our hands. But let them keep on going. Let's go.
The question which New York Times quotes you today is saying, you say that 44% of the children in Harlem are illegitimate. Now, how do you know that?
Those are statistics from New York City Department of Health.
It's 80-something% now. You did a good job, Democrats.
10 health districts in central Harlem, the area which the great American sociologist Kenneth Clark described in his Moynihan Report as having undergone a massive deterioration of the fabric of society and its institutions, and right under our prosperous noses that happened. That hasn't existed for 50 years. That's happened in the last 15 years in this America, and we've been sitting around thinking things have been getting better, and they haven't been getting better for those children. And I think I for one, do think...
And still haven't. Actually, every decade it got worse. Every decade it got worse. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me. Please. Let's keep it going.
See what people can face for the civil rights movement in the way of sheriffs, in the way of howling mobs, in the way of the disapproval of their entire society. Well, I think I would hope certainly I'm willing to face the disapproval of a few white liberals from Boston who think I shouldn't raise the subject because it's impolite.
It's impolite to write facts on actual solutions on if this happened, this is what you're going to get. Chaos, disorder, confusion, and everything that black folks been getting in the last 50 to 60 years. We're in a worse shape than we ever been, point blank. And this was this man was trying to get to. He was trying to create a solution for the government on the so-called Negro family in America in that specific town. And look what the liberals said. You're not being nice. It's about feelings. And they taught black folks, especially today, it's all about feelings. Fuck solutions. Fuck reality. Fuck your families. Fuck the relationship from a black man and a black woman. You're hurting people's feelings. Now we took on to that. Anyway, guys, again, like and subscribe to the channel, guys. It's a good one, man. Like the get on the button and like it, man. Let's keep it going. We're gonna be doing this.
In your report, you say, quote, equality of opportunity almost ensures inequality of results, unquote. Are you proposing preferential treatment in the hiring of Negroes?
I believe this country owes the American Negro his back wages, yes.
Should the federal government support?
You got a white man here talking about reparations then. Do you hear what he said? Listen to it.
The country owes the American Negro his back wages, yes.
Should the federal government support preferential treatment?
He said, I believe the Negro in this country should be paid his back wages. Because he know goddamn well black people built this country. So yes, I don't trust nobody. But this guy is bringing up strong facts and information that becomes a solution. Let's end it. Let's end this.
I believe what President Johnson said in his Howard University speech. You cannot keep a man in chains for 3 centuries and take the chains off and say suddenly, okay, you're free to run the race of life with anybody else. They have to be made. People have to be given the opportunity to compete with effective resources. And I believe that we should make a special effort.
Absolutely. Okay, hold on a second. Perspective. I never seen this one, but let's look at this a little bit. Hold on one second. Let's look at this a little bit. I never saw this one.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh no, never mind, guys. I don't even know about that. Hold on. This is something else I wanted to show you guys as well. 5-minute thing. Let's go over it a little bit. I'm definitely going to get his book.
CBS reports Watts' riot or revolt continues.
Theirs, they say, is a different world about which white Americans have bothered to learn very little. Indeed, the first thorough study of Negroes and how they live in this country was completed only a few months ago. Our government, which conducts detailed surveys of everything from sugar beets in Colorado to social habits in Cambodia, had never before taken a close look at the 21 million Negroes of America. Daniel Moynihan, until this summer Assistant Secretary of Labor, was in charge of the study and was staggered by it. Moynihan says the Negro family structure is collapsing, and we asked him the reasons.
The first is, remember that
I never saw this
American
video.
slavery was the worst slavery the world has ever known. We can't get that into our heads because the standard of living of the slaves was high, perhaps. We don't see how awful it was. We deprived them of the sacraments as Christians. We deprived them of any institutions as family life. We deprived them of any rights as human beings. There's a very long and complicated history, but we did. There's no other slavery like it in history. And there was no Negro family at all in the slave world. Secondly, segregation and the great humiliation of Jim Crow was a brutal assault on the personal integrity of the Negro male. I mean, he was the man who took the brunt of it. Thirdly, urbanization.
Are you listening?
Poured into the cities. Don't forget, the Negroes of our time, because they're Americans, we don't see them as immigrants. The Negroes in Watts were immigrants, just as much as the Italians or Irish or whatever who poured into the cities in the 19th century. And it wasn't a very pretty sight in New York in 1870 either, let me tell you. The families break up when they leave countrysides, rural peasant life, and sort of dump into slums. Fourthly, unemployment. We have had 35 years of disastrous unemployment, and for the Negro male. He has never gotten over the Depression. He had 4 fair to middling years in the Second World War, and maybe a good year in the Korean War, and that's it. It's getting better just recently. But by and large, it's been going on beyond the imagining of the white world. I mean, rates of unemployment, teenage unemployment in the white world, in the Negro world today is almost 25%. Can you imagine that? That is a social crime. That's an outrage. There isn't a society in the world which will let 25% of teenagers go unemployed. About a quarter of Negro families are headed by women. The divorce rate is 2.5 times what it is. And all the number of fatherless children keeps growing.
And this is in 1965. Keeps growing. I'm going to bring it back to what he said.
Quarter of Negro families are headed by women.
A quarter of Negro families are headed by women. This is what a lot of these super liberal, fake ass woke black folks don't seem to understand. They don't seem to understand this. Knowledgeable. Hold on one second. So as I was saying, only Black America is when the women are heading the households. This is why we got so much dysfunction in our community. This does not supposed to happen. And this was in 65. This is around the time, and it's a lot worse now. This around the time when black folks was actually getting killed off GP. It was like we was rats and shit back in the 60s and the 50s and 40s. This around the time when that situation was going on. This is before the civil rights movement. It was actually during the civil rights movement, I should say. A lot of our civil rights leaders dropped the motherfucking ball. I don't care what nobody say. Real talk. I really don't care what nobody say. Because it's a fact. A lot of them dropped the ball. Let's keep it going.
Divorce rate is 2.5 times what it is. And all the number of fatherless children keeps growing. And all these
things at 80-something% now
over recent years. It's not a matter of a bad situation that doesn't improve, but rather a bad situation that worsens.
Yep.
To get that clear, it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Learn how to behave from your father,
2021,
and your older sisters, maybe, and the people around you. Well, supposing there is no father, or if he is a father, he doesn't work, where there is no education, where there's no sense of getting ahead, where children are just brought up without any of that support which a family gives it, then what do you end up with? You end up a cycle reproducing itself.
A UCLA
degenerate cycle when we promote today degeneracy, promote doing thy will, being a whore, being a beta, being a killer of your own people, promote all these people on TVs, in the households and everything, because the reason for it, we are the only ones being led by our women. We the only ones, guys. It's the truth.
Study published with the entire
on the part of the young men in this particular area of the city.
The thinking of the entire nation must be changed as the goals of the Negro community move from liberty to equality, says Daniel Moynihan.
No group in our society is satisfied if for many, many years, for generations, the competitions of life always end up with them as the losers. Now, equality isn't a demand that everybody live the same. That's a flat level of existence. That's not the thing at all. What is true is a demand that, given one group of people, that you distribute success and failure and distinction and anonymity and affluence and poverty about the same way it's distributed in other groups. We've got to get men to work. A man can't run his family if he doesn't have a job. It just starts there. Is there any secret to that? I mean, do you have to have sociologists tell this country that? No. Creating jobs for men is no secret about it. We know how to do it. We've just got to get it clear in our minds. Either we do it, or we're going to spoil this beautiful country of ours. And that means spoiling those pretty white suburbs just as much as spoiling those nasty and ugly places like Watts.
Yep. And also, now you're seeing a change where our white brethrens are now being raised in a single-parent household. Now you're seeing that change. Now the percentages are growing within that. And these people think it's no problem just elevating one gender. These people think it's no problem just elevating all these different groups that don't care about the black nuclear family, the nuclear family in general. But I'm talking about the black nuclear family because I'm a black American man. This is what it is. And people really don't give a shit. People really don't. Let me bring it back over here. This is the biggest problem that we're having here. I'm going to go back to the video, excuse me, with the Whitlock video. And I stopped at a particular spot on the Jason Whitlock thing, and he's chiming in a little more on what he was saying about how a lot of our women portrayed the family. And they doing it big time now. Because every time you see these super liberal, fake woke black women who they really, take up for, it's a degenerate black man. They don't take up for black men that's really doing their thing, really protecting and providing for their households. And that's for these so-called successful women and these non-successful women. And again, not all. Not all. But most, yes. Most, hell yes. In my opinion. Let's keep this going. Hold on one second. Let me share this. Hey guys, like and subscribe to the channel, man. Like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be great. Hit that like button. Here you go. Let me direct this video because I know I was into the conversation that they was having. And hold on. Let's get this.
Good for you. Low in calories, sugars, and carbs, Built Bars are becoming
What
an
are you talking
office.
about that? As a matter of fact, I want to go.
Screw the black man. And look at the condition we are in now. Look at the chaos, dysfunction, degeneracy that's rampant within our community. We took a bad deal and we let the media convince us that investing in
As
us.
a matter of fact, let me rewind this a little more.
That originally, a lot of people don't know, that originally came.
Okay, yeah. This I
We
wanted to
let
say.
the media convince us
I
that
know you've seen
investing
this
in the
before, so I'm
black
gonna
man
go
and the
through
black
a little
family
more.
was racist. Let me repeat that.
Say it again.
We let the media convince us that investing in the black man and the black family was racist. We fell for that shit. You wonder why corporate media is obsessed with framing everything as racist? It works. It works as a way of getting black people to make decisions against our best interests. The left wants you to believe America is systemically racist so that they can tear up the Constitution and rewrite it in a way that gives elites more power and control so they can keep burying you. Maria Taylor's left-wing collaborators will provide her a soft landing at NBC, where she will stand as a multi-million-dollar symbol of the rewards for serving the matriarchy, feminism, and the BLM LGBTQIA plus alphabet mafia.
And that's all of these women, these so-called pro-black feminist women do. If you ever like just listen to them, they let you know. They ain't serving the black nuclear family. To be honest with you, if you're not a beta male or Pookie and Ray Ray and you asking questions and you're not putting a woman over you, they hate you. They shun you. They disrespect you. This is why I tell black men, you need to stop thinking. You need to start understanding that a lot of these women, a lot of our women, you have to look out for. Because a lot of them do not mean well with us. Because, especially in the corporate world, especially in the entertainment world, we the bad guys to them, not the white man that they always talking about, the white man, this and that and third. These Marie Taylors, these corporate women, man, they respect the white man more than they will ever respect the black man, the heterosexual black man. They love it. What you call it, the LGBTQ black man, because that's the only black man that can consistently be around them. And I'm not talking about, again, this is not all black women. It's these modern day, super liberal, fake, woke, feminist black women. And there's a lot of them. when we voted, when a lot of black men voted for Trump, you see how they got at us? Because we think differently. They call us all types of names. We this and that. Because they want to get they get everything. They've been getting everything since 65. Nobody they don't never elevate the black boy unless he want to score a fucking touchdown or a basket, and he putting the woman over them. But you name me just one group that's being led by their woman. Because I can't find it. I'm 41 years old. I'm still finding it. I research. I can't find it. This is why it's a lot of degeneracy, do, die, will type of things that are occurring. That is occurring in our community. Let's keep it going. Hold on one second. Crazy.
How long are we gonna go for this? Jim, I've set a real fire. We're not gonna joke about this. We're gonna talk about this.
I can't even crack a joke on it. It's nothing to even crack a joke about. For this one right here, you knocked this one here out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this right here is, first of all, let me just say this. A lot of people might not even realize what you're talking about, man. I remember a time growing up that the government actually paid black women to not have a man in the house. As a matter of fact, I think it was called the AFDC, Aid to Families with Dependent Children.
Which stipulated you couldn't get the check if there was a man in the house.
And it also said that the more babies you had, the more the check went up.
Yep.
I mean, this. Now keep this.
That's the era you was born into.
Honestly, but here's the thing though. That originally, a lot of people don't know, that originally came from the 1930s bill, which was the ADC bill, which was the Aid to Dependent Children bill. Okay, that was for the families who had husbands and fathers.
Real quick, guys, like this, like the video, keep on hitting that button, like that video, keep hitting that button.
Who was off at the war, okay?
Killed in the war, well.
Fighting for the country.
Right.
Okay, now this one right here, I don't know what the hell this one is.
Well, it was the deal, and it's just like I talked yesterday with Boyce Watkins. This is the deal we cut. The civil rights movement actually worked, and we got to the table and had a chance and an opportunity to cut a deal like, how do we improve things? Because that's what Patrick Moynihan did on his own accord, like, hey man, I'm living in the 1960s. Let me and my department do some research and write up a paper about what we should do in the middle of this civil rights movement that's coming to a conclusion. They're about to pass the Civil Rights Act of 1965. He comes out with his research in the Moynihan Report, and it directly calls for, hey, look, if we don't do something about the black family structure, which was in far better shape then than it is now.
Don't nobody believe that.
But he could, well, it's just factually true.
Yeah.
He could already see where this was going and was already calling it a crisis. And so we get to 1965, Lyndon Johnson hops on board. And it's like, yeah, I like this. I'm going to go give this speech at Howard University, the Black Harvard out in D.C., and basically, I'm going to champion this, that this is what we need to do, invest in the black family if we're really going to provide equality. The media jumps in and convinces us, investing in the black man, are you crazy?
Who would do that?
Are you crazy? And they did it because that we were never the real agenda. Never the real agenda.
Black man never
They
was.
despise Martin Luther King and what those men from the church represented and were pushing for, and came in and let the feminist movement and a few years later, the LGBT movement come in and hijack all that was won. And I'm just sorry, and I don't care if people get upset with me. I really... I got to be careful. I don't care who gets upset with me, but they took that deal of, don't invest in them, invest in us. The black woman did.
Mm-hmm.
Took that deal. We're going to go with the feminists. We're going to go with the LGBT movement. Screw the black man. And look at the condition we are in now. Look at the chaos, dysfunction, degeneracy that's rampant within our community. We took a bad deal and we let the media convince us that investing in us and investing in a legitimate family structure was a mistake for black people.
I'm going to say this. Let me stop this real quick. And I'm going to say this. And he's right. You're paying people. So, everybody going to falter. I'm gonna say this. This is why I can't work with a lot of people, because I see the bullshit. I see it. They comfortable. They settle with the bullshit. I cannot. That's why I got a few friends, and I also got a few family members that I will call myself being around the most, because I see the bullshit. People want to be manipulated. They do. They think they know everything, but they the ones that's the most manipulated. Let's keep this shit going.
You were paying people. You were incentivizing them to not, remember that it was, I don't know if you remember, but hell, on Good Times, there was an episode of Good Times where the welfare worker was coming and you had to hide because it was this thing happened. It actually happened. And now, in the words of Malcolm, the chickens have come home to roost.
Mm-hmm.
Chickens certainly have come home to roost.
Absolutely. Let me pause it. Let me pause this real quick, guys. Hold on 1 second. My freaking bear. All right, hold on 1 second. That's the music I left for you guys. Alrighty. What the heck? Let's get back to where we were at.
Very short break.
Okay.
We're gonna bring our man Delano to the monologue I just did. We want to get Delano's take. And Delano, I've said some very provocative things that I believe. Some people may be offended by them, but when I think about the kind of conversations we need to have in the Black community, a lot of it comes down to leadership and who actually can be the leader of the Black community, and an effective one that takes us in a better direction. And so I'll start here based off my column. Are Black women, in your view, more committed to the feminist movement or to Black men?
Let me answer that myself. Most Black women that I know are committed to the feminist movement. But let me, project this. It's because they don't trust us, because they was taught that way. The women in my generation, they was taught to not trust us. And they see, and they also was taught to think were their bad decisions of going to the Black man that make bad decisions are all of us type of Black men, the Pookie and Ray Rays, the beta males that's going to lie just to get the nookie. You understand me? So, yes, I think super liberal, modern day, non-traditional Black women are more for feminists, the feminist movement, the globalist movement, the racialist movement, the LGBTQ movement, and all these movements that don't have nothing to do of empowering Black men and women to have a strong family structure. That's my opinion. Let's see this young man's opinion. Let's hear this young man's opinion.
That's a great question. I think it depends on which women you talk to. I've started to notice a growing trend of Black women who completely reject feminism, who see it as a destructive force, who understand that the goals of feminism often run counter to the goals of the women who want to get married and have kids and raise families together. Because the feminist movement says that the highest goal that a woman can aspire to is to be a productive worker in the economy and to pursue her own dreams and goals and aspirations, and that the family, the traditional family and marriage specifically, makes it harder to do those things, and that marriage in and of itself is an oppressive force, and that children, instead of being viewed as blessings from God, are burdens that slow down your ability to reach your, career aspirations. So I think if you talk to, women who've been to college, graduated from college, have degrees in feminist theory or queer theory or any of those types of social sciences, they probably will have very different views. And I think if you talk to women who are younger, I'd say probably younger than 25, many of them will have different views. But what I've noticed is that as women start to get older and realize some of the things that they've been sold don't necessarily hold up in the real world, I think some of them are starting to change their views on that.
And so when you say you're hearing this conversation, is that because you're hearing it at church and women that are more committed to a traditional Christian point of view? And maybe the reason I hear different voices is maybe I'm taking it from the workplace or social gatherings or social media even. And maybe it's an indication I'm running in the wrong circles, or am I just looking at the results that our marriage and divorce rate is astronomical high, kids born into single parent homes are astronomically high, and I'm looking at all that evidence and just saying that, man, and look, some of it is on us. We're just not committed to each other. We're at war with each other. And I think we were set at war with each other, starting really, again, from the beginning, but a new strategy was introduced in the 1960s.
Yeah, so I think, when you're talking about a group that's this large, right? There are 40 million Black people about 40 million Black people in the United States of America. You're going to get all different types of opinions and views. But if I could sort of split out, I would say there's probably a small but very vocal group who see themselves as activists, see themselves as pushing back against anything that they see as oppression. I think they tend to dominate in the social media sphere. So these are the ones, again, I'm thinking of one self-described radical feminist professor who said that the Black men who voted for Donald Trump did so because something to the effect of they hate a combination of hating Black women and wanting to be like white men.
Yeah,
that was her contribution to the conversation. Yeah, I think that number.
The actual haters of Black men, the ones that taught their sons to hate Black women. Nobody don't want to talk about that. The one, especially in the area where I live at, a lot of these Black women taught their sons to hate Black people. That's why they be having babies with just any and every non-Black person. Don't give a shit. From what I see from the area where I live at, probably 95% of them don't care. I just don't want no sister. Let's get everybody. Everybody in my seed. Because they hate Black women because of their mothers, their aunts. Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody don't want to talk about that at all. Guys, I'm going to be real with you. This is like complete. This is a really, really good topic. You know, I can just go through the whole, video on this thing. Excuse me, allergies. I could just go through the whole video on this Jason Whitlock thing. But man, like you guys can go. I'm gonna put it in the description so you guys can see it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in there right now. No, I just do it later. I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna put it in the description so you guys can see the whole interview or what have you. But yo, that's something that me see. This is why I like people like Jason Whitlock and just people that it's not afraid to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're telling the truth, I don't care what type of truth that you're telling. You're telling the truth. I can look it up and I can say, wow. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Before I saw this video of what Jason Whitlock was saying about the Moynihan Report, I had no clue. I had to look it up. And it's other information that tells me, still to this day, it was the rhetoric that needed the black man to not be the focal point of the black community. This is why you got so many beta males now. This is why you got so many Pookie and Ray Rays now. Because it was supposed to happen. And our women and other beta male, black males, I should say black beta males, helped this shit out. We literally helped it out. We helped liberal white mommy and daddy destroy our community. It's just a fact. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the live video. I'm going to do more actual recorded videos tomorrow. And if you need to chime in on this, let me know. I'm glad that, I done this video. I've been trying to do this live for the last 2-3 days. I finally do it. Great. I had to just do more research on the Moynihan Report. And I'm going to get that book. Cop that book right there. And let me see the information on Jason Whitlock, his who he worked for now. I think it's called The Blaze. Hold on a second. And I can't see what it's actually called. Let me see. Show more. It's on here. Subscribe to Jason Whitlock page. Do that, please. Subscribe to that page. If you want to hear truth, if you want to hear some real sports, that's what it is. It's Blaze TV. But his page is going to say Jason Whitlock. You'll see it, Blaze TV. Subscribe to that. And I'm going to get that Moynihan book without a doubt. What is it? The Moynihan Report. The Negro Family. The Case for National Action. The Case for National Action. The Moynihan Report. The Negro Family. Oh my God. But yeah, it's stuff that, I learn every day, man. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. And again, subscribe to my channel. Like the video. And let me know what you think of it. No matter if you disagree with it or you agree with it. I want to know what my subscribers are saying. And hopefully my new subscribers. All right, people. Peace.